Assalamualaikum and good Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon to everyone. Thank you very much. And I am today the topic of my presentation is it is not operating. We're not operating. Since the morning, we have talked much about the economic cooperation, we have talked about the cultural diplomacy, and we have talked about the defense and strategic relations between both states. But I think we also have to talk about the area about means cooperation in the cybersecurity field. So the topic of my presentation is Pakistan-Poland bilateral cooperation, and this is the sequence of my presentation. As we all know that before pandemic, the virtual meetings and technology, it was digitalization was very much quick and it was very much rapid. But we can say that pandemic and COVID-19, it really gave boost to the cyberspace technology in every field of our life. However, the digital world is used for many things, including cyber warfare, and also it is referred as the 5th generation warfare. In the new world order, where social, economic, political and military actions are directed toward keeping, increasing and demonstrating power, nations use digital platforms to wage war against other nations in secrecy. And it makes it the most dangerous type of warfare. This hybrid threat of the cyber warfare is emerging in the case of Pakistan and Poland as well. Pakistan is vulnerable regarding cybersecurity, especially in the hands of the eastern neighbor who has constantly been waging hybrid wars against Pakistan. At the same time, the conflict in the Ukraine in the first true, we can say that the conflict in the Ukraine is the first true cyberspace warfare in the Europe. As we know that since cybercrime is often transnational in nature, so there is a need of the international cooperation to address this very much particular contemporary issue in the international relations. Pakistan and Poland can deepen their operational cooperation by drafting a resilient framework and exchanging information on the cyber threat to increase field protection. As we can see that there is an increase of 50% of the global, means we can see that in the December 2022, the cybercrime, it damaged the economies of the internationally worldwide, and it cost $1 trillion loss in December 2020, $1 trillion US dollar, while it was 50% increase. In 2018, it was 600 billion, but we can see continuously since 2018, it is very much rapid. The cyber security crimes, they are rapidly increasing. Here, between 2019 and 2022, the number of the ransom payments in the Europe rose by more than 300%. Cyber attacks, they have continued to the rise, and the volume of the cyber attacks increased globally in 2001 and 2021. As far as the cyber security legislation is concerned in the both countries, as far as Pakistan is concerned, Pakistan has been addressing this cyber security issue at domestic level by adopting comprehensive policies like Prevention of Electronic Crimes Act, which provides broader framework for all types of the cyber security issues, and it was drafted on the Cyber Crime Bill of 2007. And prior to that prevention, means we always used to say this law, it is PICA 2016. Before this PICA law, there was the Electronic Transaction Ordinance 2002, and there was the Prevention of Electronic Crimes or Cyber Crimes Ordinance 207. Electronic Transaction Ordinance 2002, it was primary initiative by the government toward guaranteeing the security of the homegrown e-commerce business. And in 2007, the Prevention of the Electronic Crime or Cyber Crime Ordinance was adopted in 2007, and the law was against the cyber offense and cyber terrorism in Pakistan. And finally, in 2016, we have this PICA law, Prevention of Electronic Crimes Act. It is very much comprehensive in nature, and it established on the Cyber Crime Bill of 2007 and provide a complete structural document for all type of cyber crimes. As far as the legislation in the Poland is concerned, related to the cyber security crimes, Poland has implemented directives of 2016 of the European Parliament, and this was the only act specifically focused on the cyber security, went into effect on 2018, August 2018. And after that, Poland's cybersecurity strategy for 2019 to 2024 was approved by the resolution, and after recently, recently Poland, they have revealed the national framework of cyber security policy for 2017 and to 2022. And this document aimed to define framework activities for attaining a high level of resistance to the cyber incidents. Now coming back to the mutual cooperation between Pakistan and Poland, both countries has a very strong defensive cooperation, and they have the deep-rooted economic ties. And as I told you, as we have discussed, and we are discussing even since morning, that Pakistan and Poland, we have economic relations with each other, and how Poland personals, they play their role in establishing the Pakistani Air Force, and how they contributed in Pakistani Air Force. For me, I think there have been never such agreements between the two partners to discuss or work together on the cyber security related issues. Although there is a need for the cyber cooperation between the two states, and it should be initiated primarily through the conferences, mutual contracts, bilateral summits, and the working groups. So my paper, it is based on three principal questions. My paper is guided by the three principal questions. Number one is how can the leading and the presiding Pakistani diplomats for the cyber security, they can work together bilaterally and internationally. The second is how can the private stakeholder from Poland and Pakistan best participate in implementing the normative framework for responsible state behavior in the cyber security. And the last one is that how can Pakistan and Poland jointly address the rise of more profitable and organized form of cyber crimes on the bilateral and multilateral level. Coming to the discussion, I try to keep my presentation short. Coming to the discussion, I would like to suggest a framework for Pakistan and Poland bilateral cooperation on the cyber security. Number one, it is that firstly, Pakistan and Poland should push for increased ICT cooperation through appropriate channels, such as knowledge sharing and capacity building in the field like e-commerce, artificial intelligence, blockchain, robotics, and Internet of Things. Secondly, Pakistan and Poland should collaborate in accomplish bilateral and multilateral discussions on the applications of the global regulations to cyberspace and the standard guidelines that should be promoted to encourage responsible state behavior of both states at national and international level. The third one is that Pakistan and Poland would share best procedures for creating and using diplomatic instruments to stop and control this malevolent online activity. And both states should establish a combined security surveillance type of framework and intellect working group to improve strategic collaboration on the cyber threats. Fourthly, both states must build cybersecurity capacity, where consultations and discussions must emphasize the necessity of expanded financing in developing cyberspace capability, which must be multinational venture. And the fifth one is that both countries have to start a dialogue on the regional cyber encryption specification and set up security agreements and protocols. Finally, both countries have to establish some mechanism for annual joint cybersecurity drills, and these drills they must simulate malware attacks information and the data, data security and other cybersecurity occurrences. Recommendations and conclusion means I would like to give some recommendations as well, that Pakistan and Poland, they both, number one, that Pakistan and Poland, they both can strengthen their already existing cyber interactions. Number two, both countries should promote multi-stakeholder engagements in the, at various levels. Number three is Pakistan and Poland can also agree for necessary to engage joint capacity building drills, exercises, practices, and confidence building measures. Number four, it could be that both states, they should explore implications of the possible benefits of the joint ventures in the field of the cyber security, right? And the fifth one is that both states should make efforts toward drafting innovative standards for the data governance and data sharing. Number six is Pakistan and Poland could collaborate on creating international standards in areas like blockchain, cryptocurrency regulations, and ransomware defense to create open, secure, public digital infrastructure. The seventh one is that both states should continue to build trust through increased cooperation. It means that Pakistan and Poland to achieve mutual trust and ongoing discussions about the cyber crime should take place at European boards, conventions, symposium, and a newly formed UN Cybersecurity Ad Hoc Committee. And I would like to conclude that in the this is the last, I am concluding my paper, that in the field of the cybersecurity, Pakistan and Poland have a wide range of shared interests and concerns. Both sides agree that promoting international law and standards is necessary to achieve an open, free and secure cyberspace infrastructure. I am glad that my work encompasses some important issues related to the cybersecurity, including data breaches, cyber attacks, encryption issues, protecting critical infrastructure, resilient connectivity infrastructure at bilateral level between both countries. And I wish all the participants the very best and hope that some insightful suggestions for the policymaker and I hope that some insightful suggestions for the policymakers from Pakistan and Poland, both countries, will be generated through this discussion. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, sir.